Swept them. Swept them. That's right. Swept them. Right, Peter? Swept the Rangers, baby. On our way to Boston to keep this momentum going. 9 games left, man. All of them against the American League East. Toronto lost today, so the Yankees have picked up a game on them. So they're officially right now in the 2 teams that are leading for the wild card. So I'll take that, man. I will take that. But the Yankees cannot let their foot off the gas. They got to go in there and win at least 2 out of 3 in Boston, and hopefully they sweep them. They're not facing Chris Sale, so they have to take advantage of that. They really, really do. And Mike and Daly, man. That's right. The Broom, baby. Swept their asses. Yeah. It was a good win, man, for the Yankees. I mean, Corey Kluber didn't go as long as we wanted him to go for, but, you know, he's still working his way back, man. He really is. Peter, right here, man. Right here, dude. Right here. Swept him, baby. Swept him. It's the Broom right there, man. Hey, Wok. What's going on, man? Just saw you on my running channel. My running channel, my running page. Go Yankees, baby. Yes, we did need that, man. Have you guys seen this? You haven't seen this the Broom yet? I've taken it a couple times. Are we on delay here? Are we on delay? Peter, have you seen it? Can you see the Broom? Mission accomplished, Sheepdog. That's right, man. That's right. So we didn't get as much, you know, length out of Kluber. He went 4 1/3, 8 hits, 3 earned runs, 4 strikeouts, but he didn't walk anybody. So his control, you know, is getting better, you know, and it just goes to show, but no walks, but he's getting hit, so he's around the plate. So he just has to cut down on the hits and maybe give us a little bit more length. Wandy came in, threw an inning in 2/3 of clean ball. Chad Holmes, man, another good inning, 2 strikeouts, nasty off-speed stuff. Chad Green, it was good to see him, or Clay Holmes, I should say. And Chad Green, clean inning pitch, so I'll take that. That was good to see. He's got a couple days rest, so nice to see him bounce back. And then Chapman threw a clean 9th. Can't complain. I mean, you know, the one thing that's a kind of a red flag, the Yankees, is 4 times tonight they had an opportunity. They had a guy on third with less than 2 outs 4 times, and they didn't take advantage of it once. They didn't score once. So that they need to clean up. Again, runners left on base. That one sucked. But, you know, with the exception of a couple of RBI singles from Texas, they got on board in the 5th inning with Kyle Higashioka hit a 2-run double to bring him back to 3-2. And the runs, and Gio got a ground ball, and then the run scored on a wild throw or something like that, make it 3-3. And then Gallo with a bloop double, and then followed by Gleyber Torres, an RBI double to the opposite field. Both of them went opposite field. That made it 4-3. And then Gio with an RBI grounder with an error. Torres scored with that really, really sideways slide to put him up to 5-3. And then Gary Sanchez, man, 2-run bomb over the center field fence, man, make it 7-3. And that's where it ended. Dude, the whole bottom half of the lineup carried them again. Nobody really at the top did much of anything. It was the bottom half. Higashioka, saying look at the stats. So the bottom half carried the lineup today. Yeah, man, exactly, John. You know, see Greg Gallo. You know, and this is where Tyler Wade is a sneaky good weapon, particularly late in games. He's deceptively fast, and he's a very good base runner. So that's why he's a valuable player here. He's underrated, but he's valuable. And he has a lot of little things like that he does. He's the 2021 version of Homer Bush, who always got a key steal or went from first to third on a base hit and was always doing something on the base paths. And Tyler Wade reminds me of him a lot. Of Homer Bush. And if you don't remember Homer Bush, like in the mid to late 90s and the early 2000s, he was a key piece, another underrated, underappreciated guy, but they missed him when he was gone. So, and I feel the same way about Tyler Wade. Yeah, dude. I mean, Higashioka and Sanchez, and then Sanchez came in right away, threw that dude out at second base, and then hit a two-run bomb. So he made an impact in a short period of time. Normally, you bring in Higashioka as a defensive replacement for Sanchez, but it was the other way around tonight. So Sanchez came in and made a good impact on both sides of the ball. So I'll take that, man. I'll take that. All in all, it was a good win. They needed this sweep, man, and they got to continue this, this momentum heading into Fenway. They really, really do. And I hope I hope that they sweep them. And I really do. Um, yeah, I would agree, Mike. I mean, if Cooper might be finding his groove by the time the playoffs. My curiosity is whether he's going to make the postseason roster. But again, each round they can make changes to the roster. So whoever the wild card roster is going to be, but they got to put obviously their best possible lineup and everything together for these rounds of the playoffs. So, but they might change a guy here and there. I mean, I, against an athletic team, I would have Greg Allen on there somewhere for base running purposes to have another Tyler Wade type on the base pass. I think we need two of them, and which would be a good idea. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of guys that are rested. Like so, with the exception of Kluber, Severino's rested. And he's coming back now. Herman is back now. They sent Esteban Florial on that, and then Domingo Herman is back up. So he'll be another arm in the bullpen. Mike King, he'll be another arm. So they have a lot of fresh arms in the bullpen right now, which is going to be a much needed thing heading into a wild card game with postseason or whatever it is. So all hands on deck, man. When the season's over, all hands on deck. And I don't think I agree 100%. DJ should not be leading off. Right? I don't think I think he's more of a number two guy than a leadoff hitter. I would be leading off a guy like Tyler Wade if he's playing, or Greg Allen, or somebody who's a table setter who runs a lot of bases. DJ to me is a better number two hitter than he's a leadoff hitter. That's me though. Yeah, I hope the Twins beat Toronto tomorrow. Toronto lost tonight, but 100% Peter. Yeah, another one will be nice. It would be nice. And yeah, behind the plate, Higashioka is better than Sanchez. On the with the bat, Sanchez has a higher ceiling. Definitely has more power. Although Higashioka is deceptively strong too. But he's got those peaks and valleys. Sanchez, Kyle is more steady and consistent. But when they work together like that, like they did today, I'm happy with that. So it was good to see Sanchez come through and Torres come through with that double and that big slide. They definitely have to do their part. You're absolutely right, Sheepdog. 100%, dude. 100%. Allen. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not exactly sure how his option, if and how his option was affected by COVID. And I know the whole thing was a little kooky there, but me personally, he'd be a valuable asset up here for Greg Allen. But I good insights, Daly. It's good insights, man. Yeah, Mike, I've never seen a player hit the ball as hard as Stan. There's a stat. It's like 28. I think it's 28 out of 30 stadiums. He has the hardest hit ball ever in 28 out of 30, which is like an insane stat. But it's like a goddamn rocket ship. Man. It's crazy how hard Stan hits the ball. Even ground balls at like 200 miles an hour is crazy. It was nuts. Yeah, waivers, and that's the thing. I don't want somebody would definitely claim him off waivers, and that's the problem. Like, ugh. They should. I mean, if they're not going to use him, why did they trade for him? I don't understand the logic behind it. He could have been a valuable piece this year. He was when he was up here, and then it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. 3-0 since Sevy came back, Peter. Yeah, here we are, man. Lorenzo. I'm just as nervous as you are for this 9-game stretch, man. It's all American League East teams, and they're all not. I think none of them are Yankee Stadium, if I'm not mistaken. So it's crazy, man. Sanchez, yeah, he's all over the place, Richard. I mean, but when he's on, he doesn't show up every day. But when he's on, he's really on. Like tonight, even in a short burst, he was money tonight, man. He was money. Marcel, man, thank you, bro. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, if the Yankees get the wild card and win that do or die game, and Tyon comes back healthy, who would I have to start a potential game for? It depends. I mean, if Tyon comes back, if they're gonna give him a shot in the rotation, they have to give him one start before the postseason to see how well he does. But if I'm choosing between Cortez and Kluber, I'm going with Cortez. right now. I wouldn't hesitate to bring in Kluber for long relief, but I would go with Cortez only because he's been more consistent recently than Kluber has. But Tyron throws another dynamic in there, so I'm not exactly sure. So yeah, they have to figure out a way to keep him, Daly. They got to figure out a way to keep Greg Allen, man. I mean, yeah, I agree. Either Ian or with Gardner. I mean, after this year, I let Gardner walk, and I keep Greg Allen. That's me. And then you have him, and yeah, I also have Aaron Hicks coming back, and he's not being moved until they establish that he's healthy. But what I'm hearing from other folks is that Cashman is hell bent on him being the center fielder next year. So, but we'll see. We'll see. Um, we definitely have to carry this into Boston, Miguel. I'm really curious to see what the Yankees do this offseason in quite a few positions. It's going to be a really um, interesting offseason. I really do. Cole, Cortez, and Monty, we should be fine against the Red Sox. Yeah, I would agree. I would agree. Yeah, Holmes. Yeah, man, he's got a good pitching arsenal, man. He really, really does, Richard. He's a gem find again. I was leery in the first because I'm like, yo, we give up Hojian Park for this guy, but like he's really made it worth the trade. So I'm really glad we got him in that bullpen. And you add him, and now you had Sevy, you had Mike King, you had some of these other guys. Now all of a sudden the bullpen is a lot better than it was 2 weeks ago. So I'm happy with that right now. Sale does have COVID. Um, Pitching against the Mets, I don't know about that. I mean, unless he was clear to come back, but you have to have a mandatory 10-day quarantine, and then you have to have 2 negative tests. So if he did that already and came back, okay. But we're not facing him either way, so great. I'll take that. Allen gets hit by a pitch. Yeah, he gets hit. Yeah, he does get hit by a lot of pitches. He gets on base a lot, and that's the thing. Like he's another guy like Tyler Wade. They cause havoc on the base paths, and we need more guys like that, man. Just to make give the pitchers fits, man. Fits. Oh, Cortez and Kluber, bulk guy ready behind. Yeah, yes they do. Because I'm not confident that either one's going to go 6-7 innings, Brett. So yeah, that's why Severino and Domingo Herman now and even Michael King are going to really, really come in handy. I mean, essentially, each one of them can back up a starter in 3 games straight, which is nice. So, but short leases, yeah, the postseason has got to be short leases, no doubt about it. We have enough depth in, those guys. Yeah, Herman, King, Sevy, both guys, no doubt about it. The final 2 games in the season to end. Who do I think will pitch the wild card game if they can't use? If Cole gets used, Andrew? It's a good question. I'm probably gonna go Montgomery, and then a bulk guy. Probably. Seems to be the more seasoned, and he's a more. I feel safer with him right now. I do. Yeah, I mean, John, I could see that too. I mean, Cole's going to pitch, I think, on Friday or Saturday. I think it's Friday now. They were originally talking about Saturday, but I'm not sure. It might be back at Friday now, but I think he'll be fine. I'd rather get him hit than the wild card game or next time. So let his beating let it be behind him now. Davy Garcia, Michael, had a huge regression this year, man. He can't even get guys out in the minors right now. So it was a huge setback for him. And Clark Schmidt still, I mean, he's got a big time arm, but he's got to put it together in terms of pitch framing, locating pitches, and stuff like that. If he can put that together, he'll be another one of these bulk guys. And he's got a really good arm. He just has to really, really tighten up his locating pitches, man. Me? No, Peter, I'm not. No, unfortunately. Wild card, probably. ALDS, probably. If they get there, and then anything further, most definitely. Bullpen's looking really, yeah, man. The bullpen's looking good. If we can get Lasagna back too, that'll be another addition to that, another strong addition. So I hope that he comes back and he comes back strong. So I'm just using this time. Hopefully, his arm is getting rest and his rotator show and his shoulder is getting some rest. So, Rodriguez definitely gives us fits too, Richard. So we need to jump on him early. This lineup needs to jump on these opponent pitchers early and get to the Red Sox bullpen. They really, really do. The bullpen has been kind of a little bit more suspect recently, so they got to get to them earlier in the game. Cortez too, Richard. I would be fine if Cortez was the guy too. Either one I'd be fine with. They have enough, long, multiple inning guys in the back end to support either one. So I think we match up fine against Evaldi. Now that we've got Gallo in there, and he seems to be getting hot, and so I think we'll be better against Evaldi. Sometimes he dominates us, sometimes we rock him. It's so funky. But ever since he went over there, he's been relatively successful against the Yankees, Nate Evaldi. Again, go figure. Go figure. And also, Knickerbocker Sale did pitch, so he obviously came back from his COVID protocol. So, but at least we don't see him. So I'm happy about that. I think Cole will bounce back too, Miguel. He can't have it every game, but he's 15-8, man. I think he'll be 16-8 after the next game. So I think he'll be fine. That'd be another good year for Cole. Cortez, yeah, I mean, Richard, that would be a fine lineup for me too. Those guys, and we can definitely, yeah, no doubt about it, Richard. And Brett, no doubt about it, we can beat Evaldi. Aggressive in the zone, yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like jumping on him early, like get his pitch count, get up to like 100 pitches through 4 innings, just pound them and foul balls, work the counts. Like that's what you got to do against those arms. And he does have a power arm, so we got to get to him. So I don't know, Daly. I mean, I'm hoping that you might be right, but I'm hoping that Schmidt can put it together enough to at least have a nasty 2 pitches to be a serviceable reliever here of a long guy. I'm hoping so. Yeah, the Cardinals have won 11 in a row, man. They're on fire, man. They're on fire, Peter. Absolute fire. So good for them. Good for them. Rizzo against Evaldi would be a good. Yeah, Rizzo and Gallo against Evaldi. I'm excited to see. I really, really am. And it's going to be a good. It'd be a good matchup either way. But I think we can win that series, no doubt. Well, they have to. Sweep would be almost, well, I want the sweep, but obviously you got to win at least 2 out of 3, and hopefully the Blue Jays lose 2 out of 3. So, well, that's the thing, Brett. You're absolutely right. When Evaldi pitches well against us, they just stand there and watch. I mean, this is the thing that frustrated me a lot this year about the Yankees, where they stand there and these pitches that go right down the middle, they just stand there and get called third strikes, and then they're swinging at stuff 2 feet out of the plate. And they look like the Bad News Bears with Billy Bob Thornton. It's like, what the hell are you guys doing? They've done it far too many times this year. At least I'll say this about Gallo. He strikes out a lot, but he strikes out with a lot of pitches in the zone. He's not swinging at stuff 3 feet out of the plate. So like some of the other Yankees do. So at least he's getting beat. So I'll give him that. We definitely got to cut down on it though. Yeah, Flaherty's coming back, which is a big boost for them Cardinals, Peter, right at the right time too. So. And yeah, Guardy, he's one of the guys that works the count. So I would not be upset if he let off. I wouldn't, because he'd start the table center right off the bat and be working the count. I would be totally fine with him leading off, and then DJ second behind him. I think DJ's just a better fit at second, not lead off. I think we need a guy with wheels, and Garner still has some wheels at lead off. So. Yeah, the pen was awesome. 3 games. Really, really awesome. The playoffs start Friday for the Yankees. Yeah, I mean, yeah. This is it, man. 9 games left, man. This is it. Man. Yeah, Odor hasn't played in like 2 weeks, man. Which is mind-boggling to me because he still can contribute, man. He can still contribute, and it's I don't understand the logic there. He carried the team for almost half a season, carried the offense for almost half a season. So it's a shame to see him not getting any juice or any playing time at all. I don't understand. I really don't. And he might not even be on the postseason roster. I don't know, because I can't see Gio and Torres not on the roster. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. Free Odor. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Odor plays well. He plays well on the road. He plays extremely well on the road. So it's another reason why I hope to see him. Free Odor. Yeah, I know. He is a free swinger. Yeah, but he's gotten quite a few clutch hits. Richard, he's gotten quite a few clutch hits this year. A couple of big home runs to either put them on the board or tie a game or give them the lead. And I just don't know. I don't understand why they're not playing him. I just don't get it. Um, he's been clutch more often than not this year, more than a lot of other Yankees have been clutch. So last time he swept the Red Sox in Fenway, might have been 2019 maybe. I don't know that they did it last year in 2019. I think so. Yeah, Richard, 100%, man. The geeks in the front office, exactly. And whatever, I look Odor. I mean, they're paying him the bare minimum. Texas is paying a salary, just like they're paying Gallo's salary. So take advantage of that. If not, I mean, then trade the guy out. But like, don't just let him sit there and rot. And don't clog up a roster spot if you're not going to play him. Bring up Greg Allen. Let him take the roster spot. Like, I don't get it, man. Nah, yeah, and this is Brett, right? Exactly, Brett. His average doesn't need to be high, but getting the clutch hits, he's done that for the Yankees. So, dream lineup: Gardy, Judge, Gallo, Stanton, Rizzo, Voit, Sanchez, DJ Odor. That's a solid lineup, Daly. That's a solid lineup, Daly. And exactly, Brett. Those types of things, the clutch genes cannot be measured with any kind of metric. You're either clutch or you're not. And he has been clutch. Major League Joey. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, man. You're not going to use Odor. Call up Greg Allen. He's fast, just like Tyler White. Get another rocket leg guy on the freaking postseason roster. If you're going to do that, I mean, why not? And then they might play Boston. Yeah, they're going to be as close to a full squad as possible, Allen, or as they're going to get this season. But yeah, Bayberrio salary this post trade line. That would have been nice. That would have been nice. Andrew Heaney. Excuse me. This offseason, who's going to sign Heaney? Probably the some baseball team in Guam or something like that. The Guamies. I don't know who the hell's going to go after that guy. I really don't, man. I don't think the Yankees are going to bring it back. I don't. They'd be nuts. Yeah, Chris. I don't know. Who do you think is gonna sign Heaney? Rizzo in the play. I mean, I hope that he's been clutching the playoffs with the Cubs, so I'm hoping that he's clutch here with the Yankees. So Heaney to the Pirates. Yeah, Richard, I could see that. Pirates, they could take a flyer on him. He'd be better off in the National League instead of getting his ass kicked in the American League so often. So, but he's given the Yankees length also when they need it. Even though he's taken a beating a lot of times, he's given them length when other starters were not giving him length. So I'll give him that, and I'm not giving him much more. So, it depends, Miguel. It depends on if Tyler comes back. He's got to show that he can actually throw some innings. I mean, and if not, I don't have him on the ALDS roster. I take him, use that time to build up arm strength, and then you can put him on the ALCS roster if somebody is not performing well in the ALDS, because they have the flexibility to manipulate the roster every round in the playoffs. So I'm not going to bring him unless he's going to be a contributor. So that's the way I look at it. You might be right, Chris. A 5-year deal bought for the Red Sox, maybe like 5 years, $90 million. I think that would be a good deal for the Red Sox for Heaney. 5 years, $90 million. So a good use of their resources. That's a good point. I do think Heaney will be DFA'd when Tyon comes back. No doubt about it. But I don't know if Tyon's going to take some. He's not going to take like a Sevy or Mike Kinross. He's not. I don't think he's going to take a spot from those guys. That's for sure. But I could definitely see him replacing Heaney 100%. Heaney's not making a postseason run, so there's no way in hell. You have to use his option or release Guardy or Stanton, so we're going to have to send them down, which activates. This is the only situation. If I have to release any of those guys, it would be Brett Gardner, but I don't see that happening. So, as much as I'd like Allen to be in the postseason, it's not going to happen, unfortunately. Let him have a fresh start next year. And I let Gardner walk, and I have Allen replacing Gardner. Period, in spring training. But who knows what the Yankees are going to do? Yeah, man, Guam. They better give him playing time next year. They should, Daly. I mean, I don't see. Why do you have a guy like that who can contribute and not give him playing time? Him and Tyler Wade on the roster can be really valuable weapons, man. All different parts of the game. No. Heaney will go to if Heaney goes to the Rays and all of a sudden he turns into like a super reliever, I'm gonna be so excuse me, so pissed. That's what the Rays do. They take somebody who's average or crap and they'll turn him into a stud. I could see him, if he's still bad, I'm gonna be really happy. If he goes to the Rays and it's good, I'm gonna be pissed. Yeah. If Tyon's not ready for yeah, exactly, Brett. I have Hill on there. No doubt about it. No doubt about it, 100%. And let him use that, again, let him use that route to build up some more arm strength. Tyon. Trade Heaney and Nick Nelson, and I'm happy. Yeah, those guys are gone, baby. I mean, after these 9 games, they're out of here. They're out of here. Brooks Kriski's already out. The Baltimore Orioles picked him up a couple days ago. And moving on. Moving on, baby. Herman, yeah, so I think one reason that Herman's up too. To have another arm like that against Boston. It is hard to give up on Nelson, but he's just yeah, I mean, yeah. Work it out at AAA if they keep him, but the Yankees have a lot of other bullpen guys now. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing too, Alan. And that he's sticking with. He's hell bent on Hicks to be their center fielder next year, and the rumor is that he's looking to move Voit, and he might even move on from Rizzo. And I personally would not put Sevy in the starting rotation. That's me. I would bring in like a Robbie Ray or Rodon and put Sevy in the bullpen and makes both of them better instead of risking Sevy's health again in the rotation. I'm not risking that. That's just me. You move Voit, there's a chance they move Torres too. Because long term, I think they're looking at Volpe to be a second baseman instead of a shortstop. So, and in this case, if you let Voit and Rizzo go, then you move DJ. You're playing DJ at first base. It clears up a lot of spot. I mean, he's getting less athletic, so you have to put him at first so he doesn't have to move as much. So that's what I would do. And you have first base, issue solved. And then you can just bring in a third baseman, or you have Gio, you bring in a shortstop. And that's it. But who knows what they're going to do? I'm really curious. Taillon, 3 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 strikeouts. Okay. All right. Got to build on that now, just like Kluber has to do too. Heaney goes to Japan in 2020. Yeah, watch him win like 18 games in Japan. Somebody else there is going to find. I see a hole in your arm, and they're gonna do some kind of mechanical change and turn him into a beast. Unfortunately, it doesn't sound like we can send down Florial for Allen. I mean, Daly's been kind of enlightening us a little bit. You'd have to use an option or release somebody else. So it doesn't look like we can do that. I think we have to wait until 2022, realistically, for Greg Allen, John, unfortunately, at this point, because of his option situation. I think the Cy Young is going to go down to the last game, Bedford. I hope Cole has a dominant last game. And then, Robbie Ray doesn't pitch as well. So, but right now, I think Robbie Ray has a slight lead. But I'd obviously love Cole to win. And then, then we'll sign Robbie Ray in the offseason, hopefully. And then they'll have the number 1 and number 2 Cy Young guys. So, yeah, I don't think Volpe, because he's a little bit of a bulky guy, and I think he's going to get bigger. Allen. So I don't think he'll be a long-term shortstop. So I know they're looking at Peraza to be he's more of a prototypical shortstop guy. But again, I wouldn't be surprised if they brought in a Corey Seager or something like that. But if they're going to invest this offseason, it's got to be pitching too, man. It's got to be pitching and another. You trade for Ketel Marte, you got to get another just torturous hitter in here that plays multiple positions and stuff like that. So, and is a good contact guy. We need more contact hitters. So, that's definitely has to be an investment for them this offseason. The Rays will teach him a knuckleball. Yeah, exactly. It's going to become the next day. Yeah, exactly. And they're empty. Yeah, the Rays average, what do they average? 12 fans a game? So, I definitely use Ridings over Nelson too. It's just Ridings has to get healthy. He's got to get back off that IL, and yeah. I mean, trading. Yeah, Voit was also one of the vocal leaders of the team too. So he does have good value. And he's got 3 more cheap years, Miguel. So if I do move him, it's got to be for pitching. And the same applies to me for Torres. If you move one or the other, it's got to be for pitching. I have a feeling they're going to let Rizzo walk, because I think he's going to get him. He's probably going to get a 3 or 4 year deal for probably about $20 million a year, and I don't think the Yankees are going to want to pay that. So, yeah, I heard that too from Simonetti. Cashman having some knee issues, and he might need. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the Mets. Yeah, chop. I know. Yeah. Yeah, Volpe just needs a little bit more development, a little bit more seasoning. I don't want to rush him into the majors, but I will at least start him at AAA next year, and then if he keeps killing it, then you call him up. No, at this point, no more Tanaka. I would have liked to have had him this year, but not after this year. They're gonna bring in a Robbie Ray or Carlos Rodon or somebody like that, which will be a much better option than Tanaka. Krisky, yeah, man. Yeah, he's yeah. He's better off. Krisky's better off in Baltimore, man. Yeah, Cashman's definitely high on Volpe. Yeah. Wouldn't play and then wouldn't rosters. Yeah, this is why, Daly, it's why it's key to move on from Brett Gardner this offseason. Between Gardner and Allen, to me, I'm going with Allen. I love Gardner, but you got to go with Allen. He's a much younger option, and it has to be that way. It has to be that way. So, but I get the logic. I mean, Gardner's having a strong second half of the year. Yeah, I mean, Daly, that's a good idea. I'll do a video about Greg Allen and kind of explain the situation, kind of elaborate on your points as well. So, good idea, man. I'll get to it in the next couple of days, actually. I'll get to it in the next few days. Thank you for that suggestion, man. I like it. It's good. Yeah, I like Rizzo too, man. It's just I think he's pricing himself out. Just like Marcus Simeon's pricing himself out too. He's playing himself into a big contract this offseason just for his great play. So, yeah, I would get 2 starting pitchers and put Sevy in the bullpen just if it were me, but I have a feeling they're going to try him in the rotation. I know Cashman's kind of hell-bent on that, so I wouldn't do it, but I'm not the GM. Cashman is, so. Rizzo, yeah, he's been nice here, man, Richard, but apparently Cashman's not sold on him either, which is kind of funky. I don't know what, I don't know what more you expect out of him. I don't get it. Oh, dude, I agree with you 100%. Everybody should get that Nestor mustache. That alone, extra 8 or 10 wins for the team. Everybody that rocks that stash, it'd be like a whole team of Magnum PIs, like Tom Selleck. Just it'd be awesome, man. Awesome. Yeah, personally, I move on from Rizzo too, but and I move DJ to first base. He's a better fit at this point as he's getting older. And then you bring in somebody else until Volpe, while Volpe continues to develop. That's what I would do personally. And then it gives you an opportunity to move on from Gleyber Torres easier if you want to do that. Peraza is on AAA. He's major league ready. Peraza. So Ford and Tauchman gone, worked out for the Yankees. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, they didn't work out. That's okay. It was fun while they had him. If you offer Rizzo 2 for $20, it'd be nice. But he's definitely not going to bite. He's going to get 70 or 80 million from somebody. I think he's going to get more in 3 years than 50. I'd be surprised, Richard, if he took 3 years 50. He turned down like 75 or 80 this offseason. So um, likely pinstripes. I hope not, but I got to move on from Brett Gardner at this point. Mariners are leading the A's 3 on top of the fifth. Yes, let's go Mariners. They're behind Oakland right now, so please take out the A's. So I hope so, Richard. I mean Rizzo. I mean, hopefully Rizzo goes on fire in these next 9 games. I really do. If you let Rizzo walk and trade Voit, Freeman is definitely a viable option. He's going to cost more than Rizzo, though, I think. Seager, yeah, well, that's, I mean, if you're going for Seager or Simeon for shortstop, then you move DJ to first base, and then it makes more sense to do that. And then again, you can move on from Torres, or you have Torres there until Volpe's ready. So, and then Volpe becomes the next second baseman. So, or you find a way to trade Torres too for some pitching and just restock the farm a little bit. And then you have Andrew Velasquez or someone like that play second until Volpe's ready. So we have the guys, or Tyler Wade. We have the depth. We have the depth to do it. So you put the Nestor mustache on Heaney, he's probably gonna burn about a 2.5 ERA. Yeah, probably strike out about 215 guys too. That mustache is going to be a game changer for a lot of people, man. Total game changer. It really does. Torres to the A's. I mean, yeah, I've talked about it actually recently, Richard. Torres to the A's in a package for maybe like a Matt Olson or somebody like that, or Sean Manaea or something. So it's definitely possible. It's definitely possible. Yeah, Hicks has got 5 years left on his deal. So, and if he's productive and healthy, then that contract becomes a steal again because he's making half of what the other center fielders make. But he's got to be, it's got to be healthy. Yeah, he is signed for it. There's a mutual option daily, but there's a $1.5 million buyout, which is definitely less than the $7.5 million option to keep him. So, I would exercise the buyout if I were them. And Freeman he's going to cost a little more than Rizzo, I think. They're both the same age. They're both 32. So, damn right, Steven. I'll sweep it. Damn right, baby. Damn right. Steven, I got it right here, man. I got it right here. Sweet, baby. Sweet, baby. By the way, just an FYI, I haven't said this in a while, but like I've been noticing the majority of the people that are on the live streams or watch my videos are unsubscribed, like 85 to 90% of the people. So please subscribe before you go today if you haven't yet. It's really helpful to the channel's growth. And it's also going to help me do some more things with the channel. So I want this channel to get up to, I want my next milestone to be 5,000 subscribers. So I'm at like almost 2,700 now. I want to get to 5,000. So if you haven't subscribed, please do so before you go today. I appreciate it, man. It's crazy how like almost 90% of the people that watch my videos are unsubscribed. But that's the way it is for most of the YouTube channels, actually, which is nuts. Heaney with the mustache, man. I would buy a t-shirt with Heaney and just this. It's worth it. I would rock it everywhere. Everywhere, man. Everywhere. The mustache on Cole. Dude, Cole would be like, he would remind me of Al Kabrowski, the Mad Hungarian. If you don't know who that is, look him up. He's nuts. He played, I think, with the Brewers. He's nuts. Check him out. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Al Kabrowski, the Mad Hungarian. Torres to the Marlins for like a Pablo. I would move him to the Marlins for like a Pablo Lopez or somebody like that. Or what's that, Irizarry or whatever that other guy's name. But I would move him for one of those young, controllable pitchers. I would. Or Voit. No doubt about it. And Heaney does have the peripherals. He has, stuff, but he gets hit way too often. He's either striking out or giving up 4 home runs. And it's just, those are like the two things with Heaney. So it's unfortunate. Yeah, I mean, I can imagine, Miguel. I mean, my ideal lineup would be Cole, either Ray or Rodon, Tyone, Montgomery, Cortez. That would be my with Sevy in the bullpen, with King and some of these other guys, and we'd have a ridiculous bullpen. We'd have weaponry all across the board, and you have. I would even build Sevy up to like a 3 or 4 inning guy and just use him somewhat regularly. Instead of, I'm nervous to risking his health at this point. I think it should be a transition from starter to reliever, just like they did with John Smoltz. Turned into a dominant reliever when they moved him off the starting rotation permanently, and hopefully they do the same. But Chop, yeah, shoring up the bullpen, add a middle of the road starter. I hope they don't add a middle of the road starter. I hope it's got to be a Robbie Ray or a Carlos Rodon. Don't be afraid to overpay for one of these guys and strike fast, strike early, get him in the damn stable and move on. So we can dress the other holes. Don't wait and wait and wait like Cashman always does. So yeah, Chappie's turning it around, man. Ever since July, he's been dominant, man. Sub-2 ERA. So I'm liking what I'm seeing there. Sixto, Marlins got a lot of young guys, man. Sixto and Lopez, and I think, Robert, I think the whole entire team needs a mustache. Just you put it on Glaber, you put it on Gio with those, put on DJ, the whole infield. Like, oh my god. Chris, I don't know, man. Yeah, he needs an out pitch. Yeah, I mean, Cleveland, Bieber or Plesac, I don't know, man. Chris, I'm not sure. I mean, maybe you'd have to give up a hell of a lot, though. I think they'd be have an easier time getting one of the Marlins starters, or maybe Luis Castillo. But again, free agency has a couple of really good guys, so that's where you make the investment if I'm them. And then you could trade for another pitcher. If you got one of those young starters from the Marlins and a Robbie Ray, that's a monster offseason right there. So, yeah, I mean, Sanchez was money tonight. Sanchez was money, Steven. Money. Absolute money. Oh, Sevian's closer out. That's an intriguing possibility. And he has that, he's got that fire at the end of the game. But the way Chapman's pitching, they might keep him unless somebody's going to be like a Dodgers who would be willing to overpay for him because he's got one more year left in his option. So you have a team like that who needs like a front of the line closer. I could see them being moved. I could see him being moved. So, my feed keeps freezing, Steven. You guys seeing me freeze too? It seems solid over here. A lot of young arms, yeah, man. Major League, yeah. I don't think Glaber or Gio can grow a mustache. I don't think they're gonna have to do a little the little marker and give themselves a little marker one, but yeah. Rare pitcher, yeah. Daly, 100%, man. He's just one of those guys that I don't think it's going to pan out for any team. So, and the Marlins do need offense bad. So, Richard, they line up nicely for a trade too. Give us some pitching, we'll give them some hitting, some young hitting too. I could see Gardy with a mustache, man. I could see Gardy with a mullet. If you put a mullet on Gardy, oh, beast. Yeah, man. You remember the Mad Hungarian, Robert? Odor, yeah, and you put some curls on Odor's head too, like totally sexy. You rocking it, dude, rocking it. Well, that's the thing, Alan. Too, like that's one reason with Severy's injury history is the reason why I'd have him in the bullpen, being a multiple inning guy. He's intriguing as a closer, but they might keep. I'd rather have him as a multiple inning relief guy than as a starter, especially with the injury history. I don't want to risk that again. He's got a big arm, so. Britain, they might release him. If they can get value for Chappie, I would move it. I would move him. We'll see. 2 closers would be nice. I mean, Chappie and Sevy or Chappie and Racel Iglesias. He's a free agent. And Michael Lorenzen, I would look at too from the Reds. 2 power arms. That's right, Sheepdog. Sharpie mustache. I think that's the only way they're going to get it. It's just, it is what it is, man. But yeah, no doubt about it, Chuck. They need to. They gotta take it hard this weekend, man. They gotta rock, man. They definitely gotta rock. So there's no doubt. Daily. We'll see if I can do like a digital editing video and see what these guys would look like Guardy with a mullet. Oh man, I could just see it. Could you imagine that? Oh man, Bummer. Yeah, you really like Bummer, man. It's possible. It's possible. I mean, I hope that they can trade Britain and not give a big prospect too daily. I don't see it happening unless the team's going to have to eat Britain's entire contract. And again, if the team eats the entire contract, then obviously the Yankees are going to have to give up a big prospect. If the Yankees eat some, then they can have a little bit of flexibility on the prospect, I think. But if you can move them, you move them, no doubt about it. The Bird, Mark Fidrich, yeah, man, Mark Fidrich, Robert, definitely, I remember the Bird. Oh yeah, most definitely, man. I'm 45, so I remember a lot of these guys. So yeah, these guys, Goose Gossage, like I remember all these dudes. So yeah, well, Allen, I think moving on from Chappie's salary gives the Yankees some payroll flexibility too, because he makes $18 million. Handlebar Kluber. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Miguel's must watch, no doubt about it, man. He puts, yeah, Donaldson. I like these ideas, guys. He puts some Hulk arms on Gardner, no doubt, man. That would be ideal, Daly. I mean, if Vargas would have, yeah, I would be all for that. I'd be all for that, man. Mr. Potato Head with him. I could see it all, man. I can definitely see it all. Nestor, I mean, it all starts with Nestor Cortez. He started the movement, man. And we got to get some Magnum PI t-shirts. Tom Selleck, man, with the mustache. Right across the board. Sparky Lyle, too. Maybe to get some of those, like, Raleigh Fingers mustaches, too. Like, it'd be a whole nother level, this team. Whole nother level. Nuts. 11 teams have contacted the Yankees about Tyler. Yeah, Richard, I would actually keep Tyler Wade. But unless somebody's going to be willing to really overpay, but I would keep Wade. I like Wade. Quietly, very valuable piece. So, yeah, DJ hasn't been that good this year. He's had a down year. Braids, man. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Rizzo with a goatee. You put like let's say, you put an afro like on Gary Sanchez. Oh, yeah. Yeah, man. You put who else here? What do we got? on Clay Holmes, you put the handlebar like that. Looks like Bull Harley from Over the Top. Remember that Bull Harley? The arm wrestler from Over the Top with Stallone. These guys would be crazy good, man. Wade, yeah, man. Put Wade with like the Fu Man and this thing or that, or oh my god. Steven, man, Tyler Wade is speed. Really, really good base runner. Some guys are fast, but they aren't good base runners. He's both. So that's why I like him. But let me let you guys and gals go, man. It's always a pleasure. And Wade Cashman, I don't know, Alan. Cashman better not get rid of him, though. He'd be stupid to do it. But go enjoy your night, everybody. And let's talk tomorrow after the Yankees hopefully beat up on Boston. Over and out.